Hello and welcome to this video. So in this video we're going to learn about standard form. So what is standard form? So standard form is a way of writing very large numbers or very small numbers in a way that it's convenient to work with them. So we are talking of very large numbers or very small numbers. Like for example, imagine of this number. So let's say 853. Okay, so this is 8,530,000. This is a very large number. We can also talk of a very small number, like let's say 0.000056. Yeah, so this is a very small number. So standard form enables us to write such numbers in a more convenient way, yeah, so that when we are working out problems involving such numbers, it becomes a bit easier. So how do we write numbers in standard form? So a number written in standard form usually follows this rule. So I'm going to have, let's say, a number a times 10 to the power of n. So this is the general format of a number written in standard form. So I'm going to tell you what a means and what n stands for. So a stands for a number that lies between 1 and 10. Yeah, a number that is 1 or greater than 1 but less than 10. Yeah, so this number a is less than 10, but it's greater than or equal to 1. And then n is also a whole number. It can be a negative number or a positive number. And what it does is that it tells us the number of decimal places that we have to move. Yeah, so the number of decimal places, or the number of places that the decimal point has to move. So I want us to look at a few examples so that we can see numbers that are written in standard form. So for example, if I write some numbers, let me write some numbers here, and then we're going to identify the ones that are in standard form and the ones that are not in standard form. So let's have, okay, I have a few numbers here. So I want us to identify the ones that are written in standard form and the ones that are not, using this rule. So let's start with the first one. So 5.3 times 10 to the power of 5. So that one is in standard form. How do we know that it's in standard form? Because this first number lies between 1 and 10. So we've said the first number should always lie between 1 and 10. Now when you look at the second one, so this is in standard form. The second one, this number is at 12. So 12 does not lie between 1 and 10. So that means that that number is not written in standard form. Then let's go to the other one, 0.6. 0.6 is not, or does not lie between 1 and 10. So that means that this number is not in standard form. What about this one? This number is in standard form because 8 lies between 1 and 10. So I want us to go back to the numbers that I had written at the top here, and I want us to try and write them in standard form. Now, okay, before we look at those examples, I told you that this n can either be a negative number or a positive number. So if it's a positive number, if it's positive, it means that's a very large number. A very large number. Then if it's a negative, it's a small number. a very small number. That is if the n is negative. So let's see how we can write this. So let's start with the first one. So 8,530,000. I want us to write it in standard form. So the first thing is to make sure that the number that is A must lie between 1 and 10. So the question is, where can we place the decimal point in this number such that we shall have a number between 1 and 10? So it means that I will have to place the decimal point between 8 and 5. So I will have 8.53. Yeah, so the decimal point would be right here. Then the other question that we have to ask ourselves is this: how many places has the decimal point moved for it to be here? How many places has it moved? So before or initially, where was the decimal point? Now for any whole number, the decimal point is always at the end. Yeah, here. For any whole number. So the decimal point was here. So it moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. Yeah. So it's going to be times 10 to the power of 6. So remember what we said, n stands for the number of places that the decimal point moves. For this case, the decimal point moves 6 places. Then it's going to be a positive. It's going to be 6, positive 6. Why? Because this is a large number. In other words, any number that is above 1, the decimal point, the power is supposed to be a positive power. What about for this one? Where do we need to place the decimal point in such a way that we would get a number that is between 1 and 10? It means the decimal point would be right here, between 5 and 6. Then the question is, how many places will the decimal point move for it to get there? So here, the decimal point is here, so it moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So it moves 5 places. So it would be 5.6 times 10 to the power of negative 5. How do we know it's negative 5? Because this is a very small number. It's a number that is less than 1. So in other words, any number that begins with a 0 point, 0.2, 0.005, the power is supposed to be a negative power to show that this is a very small number. So this way, we have written these two numbers in standard form. So that is how to write numbers in standard form. Let's just do 2 more examples. So let's write these numbers in standard form. So let's have 75600 and 0.0059. So okay, let me have 0.00592. So let's write those numbers in standard form. So let's start with the first one. So if you want to try first, you can just pause the video, try to work it out by yourself, and then you can confirm whether what you did is actually the right thing. So the first thing is to ask ourselves, where can we place the decimal point so that we would have a number that is between 1 and 10? It would be right here. Then you ask yourself, how many places would the decimal point move for it to get there? So this is a whole number. For a whole number, the decimal point is right after the last digit. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So that would be 7.56 times 10 to the power of 4. So remember, 4 is supposed to be a positive. Then the zeros, these zeros, we don't have to write them. We don't have to write them because they don't change anything. So we can just get rid of the zeros. But they are important when you are counting the number of decimal places that you have to move. So what about the other one? The first question that you need to ask yourself is, where can you place the decimal point so that you would have a number between 1 and 10? So you would place the decimal point here. Then you ask yourself, how many places do you move? So you move 1, 2, 3 places. So it would be 5.93 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So don't forget to indicate the negative. That shows that this number is a very small number. So any number that begins with a 0 point something, the power is supposed to be a negative power. So that is all about standard form. So in the next video, we shall learn some operations that involve numbers written in standard form. So thank you so much for watching, and let's meet in the next video. Goodbye.